Thank you very much, Mr. President. I'm pleased to be able to join my friend, Senator Markey, here today. It's been exactly 1 year since the Trump FCC engineered the repeal of net neutrality, and I'm going to spend the next few minutes making sure people understand what the effect of that has been. And I want to begin by picking up on a point Senator Markey made with respect to what this is all about. Net neutrality may still be a term that some people aren't familiar with, but what it's all about is a free and open internet. And it means, in simple English, after you pay your internet access fee, you get to go where you want, when you want, and how you want. That is what net neutrality is all about, and that is the essence of a free and open internet. And as Senator Markey said, we wish we had had this policy embedded once and for all in federal law. We wish it had happened eons ago, because we have been working both in the Senate and House to do it. Now, if you're just picking up on this, you probably want to know, well, these senators are saying the Trump FCC changed things in the last year. Exactly what's happened? I'm not sure the sky's fallen and the like. So what I'm going to do for a few minutes is talk about actually what has happened over the last year. And suffice it to say, the big cable companies are counting on making these changes which are going to hurt consumers in a steady, creeping way. And my sense is that the American people ought to know, for example, what these changes are doing to them and their service and what they pay for it. One example you're already seeing. The big carriers are selling so-called unlimited data plans that totally throw away the definition of the word unlimited. To understand the complicated limits on internet access in these kind of newfangled unlimited plans, you almost need a degree in big cable legal jargon. Consumers might be forced to swallow hard and accept it. That doesn't make it acceptable. Big cable companies and the entertainment giants are also reshaping their industries through mega mergers. As the big carriers merge, there's less competition. Consumers have fewer choices. Some of those new mega corporations also own the content they distribute, and they want it to reach as many consumers as possible. That means what's happening now is the internet is starting to fracture. Sign up for internet service with one company, and you'll be able to see their preferred bundle of content in high definition at top speeds. Want to go outside their bundle of websites and streaming services? Plan to pay a whole lot more, and that is a bad deal for the American consumer. American consumers ought to be able to access what they want when they want to. And it is also, as Senator Markey and I and Senator Cantwell have talked about, it is also a nightmare for the startup companies, the engines of innovation in America, who won't be able to afford special treatment and won't be able to compete with these behemoths. Now, the Trump FCC repealed net neutrality, and I'll close with this, by making some very far-fetched promises. And they said, for example, there would be new innovation. They could produce new innovation, Senator Markey, without any regulation. That hadn't happened. The Trump FCC said the level of private investment in telecom would boom. We're still waiting on that one, too. The Trump FCC spun a tale about voluntary net neutrality. We could all do this just voluntarily. claiming that the big cable companies would do the right thing on their own. That one doesn't even pass the smell test. If the companies really were just fine with net neutrality, by the way, colleagues, why would we need to get rid of it? They sure put a lot of effort into getting rid of this altogether. The bottom line is the Trump FCC has put consumers from sea to shining sea, from Oregon all the way across the country, basically at the hands of big cable. That's what they did when they repealed net neutrality. And I wanted to take some time to outline the changes we've seen in just the last year, because not all of these changes are going to come at once. In fact, I think it's fair to say the big cable companies are counting on Americans not noticing sometimes when the terms of their contracts get worse. But bit by bit, people are going to notice when their prices start rising. The fractures in the internet. I guess the big cable companies will try to figure out a way to say that, too, is a good deal for consumers. A discount on the content within one bundle rather than a price increase and data limits on everything else. But I'll close with just one final point. That last example violates everything that Senator Markey, Senator Cantwell, and I have stood for, which is an open and free internet. After you pay your internet access fee, and I say this today as Senator Cantwell gets ready to close this for us, we still envision, as Senator Markey and I proposed, as I call it, eons ago, we still have made it clear we are going to be out here fighting to embed once and for all in federal law an open and free internet. That means after you pay your internet access fee, you get to go where you want, when you want, and how you want, and nothing less keeps faith with the American consumer. I thank my colleague, Senator Markey, for his leadership in this, Senator Cantwell, our leader on the Commerce Committee, and I look forward to working with both of them.